Hit it. New Edition story was more than enough though for me. That paid for it alone because I watched the whole thing out. I was like, had Bobby up there. Everybody talking honest stuff. I was like, that nigga was really in it. He was like, he really thought he was Bobby Brown for that stretch. Like that, them boys was dedicated. So that did it for me.
Yo, it's easy to get caught up in Bobby Brown's New Jack Swing era. Like, actor, whatever the fuck. It's easy to get, like, if you just listen to that shit, that fucking music was hype.
Yeah,
that music was fresh.
It was.
Like, if you millennial kids who don't know what fresh actually means, if you wanted to understand what fresh was, Bobby Brown, late 80s, that's fresh. Mm-hmm. With the asymmetrical Gumby haircut.
No, that was an accident.
And was it?
Yeah. They showed that. That was part of the documentary. I was thinking about that because I missed it the first time. And then the next thing they show is that video. He's in that bodysuit.
Everybody's talking
all this stuff about me. And he was like, what the fuck did you do? What did you do? Because the dude was talking and he said something. Yeah, something. The barbershop moment from the movie.
Yeah.
Looking like. And he's like, nah, it look good though. It look good. You should just keep it. It look good though. So then he wore it to the video and iconic. Accidents, man. That's the kind of accident I be looking for.
If you're a celebrity, you can get away with shit like that, though.
Yeah. Especially in that era.
Especially if you're that echelon. Because Bobby, like, motherfuckers.
That shit look like he did it.
Hold on. We'll educate the youngins for half a second. This wasn't even the topic. This wasn't even the topic that I wanted to start off with. But I'm gonna educate you millennials for a second.
Talk that Bobby.
Y'all motherfuckers don't understand how cool Bobby Brown was in the late 80s, early 90s. Like, he was the epitome of... Not the epitome. The epitome was Michael. Mm-hmm. But Bobby wasn't that far behind.
And Michael was an unattainable epitome.
Yes.
Bobby was like your everyday guy that was just that dope nigga at every school and every party.
So Michael had crossed over to mass
pop,
mainstream
pop
black.
Shit.
It doesn't matter what color you are.
Right.
Bobby was the king of the was the black
King of
Hot
R&B.
100 charts.
Yeah.
So, like, and it's funny, the earliest Bobby thing I remember off of a mainstream like TV show was they had Bobby Brown references on the early episodes of Family Matters, which was a hit ABC Big 3 network sitcom that came on 8 p.m. on Friday nights. So this was beaming into mainstream
Steve Urkel.
America. And they were making Bobby Brown references.
Yeah.
And had Bobby on the show at different points.
Was he on the show?
He was on the show at different... So, early episodes, there were a couple of plots where, like, they were trying to go to Bobby Brown concerts. And then near the end, they had New Edition on the actual show.
That's funny. I don't even remember
So, when
that.
New Edition did their comeback in 96.
Yeah. Bobby was that guy. Like, for me, I was young as a bitch.
Ghostbusters 2 in 89.
See, I knew
Bobby was in Ghostbusters 2, did the theme song to it. That shit was all over the place.
See,
Bobby was that motherfucker.
I was born in 89, so Bobby didn't have a ton of relevance to me until Whitney. That's what's funny, right? But my mom was obsessed with Whitney from the 80s, so she had all her tapes. So Whitney was relevant to me immediately. It's kind of like basketball. Mm-hmm. I missed technically Magic and Jordan, or Magic and Larry's
and Bird
shit in the 80s. Mm-hmm. But I had the tape, so to me it was instant relevant. That was everything that was happening in the 90s at the time. Though that was completely wrong. It was actually all Bulls at the time.
Yeah.
But in my head, it was Magic and Larry.
It's funny, Magic had been pretty much eclipsed.
Mm-hmm. By the 90s. By the time early 90s
like
started, because Isaiah
and it was
won the last couple.
It was super fast how that happened too. It was almost like Mike, and it's all Mike, and it's only Mike, and it'll ever only be Mike.
That blip that you just did was Detroit. It was Detroit right in that middle blip too, because that's what really cleared Magic out. But then Mike and Magic got to go head to head that 1 year after. Mm-hmm. But really it was Detroit because they had won 2 in a row, and then Jordan knocked them off, and then he played Magic. But Detroit had already beat Magic, so he was already kind of on the downswing of things. He had been to the finals, but he was losing. But yeah, it's just it did happen fast, man. It's funny how that happens. It went from like they elevated the league for like 6-7 years. And then Jordan came in like a ball of fire and just...
Because, like, I didn't get into basketball until I got into basketball post Magic's AIDS announcement. Mm-hmm. So when I got into basketball, it really was the Jordan era.
Right.
The Jordan era.
And see, I was young as a motherfucker. So, like, for me, Magic's announcement, the 92 All-Star game, I remember. But I don't know if I remember that from watching it on the
All-Star game or the Dream Team.
No, All-Star game. He came back, the All-Star game, and he played, and everybody's like, damn, Magic still got it. He won the MVP that year in Orlando. And he wanted Jordan. He wanted everybody. He wanted to guard Jordan. Jordan was looking at him like, you sure? You want this? All right, I'm going to give it to you. And he goes at him and he makes him miss. And then Magic comes down pumping his fist. Then I think Isaiah went at him and somebody else went at him. And then he hit a three on, I want to say it was Isaiah, but it could have been Jordan. He fades away and hits this three and the crowd's just going nuts. Because, you know, they're in the Magic City. They're down in Orlando. Mm-hmm. He wins the shit. They go crazy. Right. Then that summer they did the Dream Team thing. Okay. Because they were like, he's coming back one more time. We're going to make him come on the Dream Team with us. He can still play. You all saw it. And then the greatest team ever. Yeah. Allegedly. I say allegedly because I think the Redeem Team would have tore them the fuck up. Let's be very clear.
What year was the Redeem Team?
That was 08 was the Redeem. Actually, I take it back.
Because we
the 2012 team.
Because we had a stretch in the Olympics where we just were dominant. We're ridiculously dominant, and it probably got to our heads. We lost and then we lost at a certain point.
We lost in 2000. That was the Allen Iverson team, Vince Carter, KG, Tim Duncan, I think. All of them was on that team, and we lost, and it was bad. Okay. And then I want to say, I think LeBron and them were on that team. 04, we got bronze, I think. Maybe 04 is when we lost. I think we got scared in 2000, but I think we lost in 04 because Wade, LeBron, and Melo were on that team. And they came back in 08 like hungry because they were rookies, or it was like the year before they had played, so they were like they didn't really get any play on that team. Yeah. And we ended up losing, but yeah, the Redeem Team was nasty. Wade was the sixth man on that team. He came off the bench and that was ball-headed Wade. He went crazy. So they had like Chris Bosh, Chris Paul, Darren Williams, Kobe, I think Jason Kidd, fucking LeBron, Dwight Howard. They had a crazy fucking team.
I almost forgot how long Jason Kidd was playing basketball.
Yeah.
Like forever.
Well, you say that, but what's crazy is Kobe was
playing for 20 years.
He came in the year after Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd was 95. Him and Grant Hill were 95.
Was Kobe 19 or 20 years?
He was 20. He was 20 years. Yeah.
Just around 20.
Vince Carter did 22, 23. He just finished last year. Motherfucker can still do a 360 windmill right now, 42 or some shit.
The level of the level of medical science that caught up. There was a huge difference between like anybody that came in mid 90s and late 90s 2000s. Like there's a huge difference. But on all levels of sports. Like even if you're talking about professional wrestling, fucking Randy Orton has been there almost 20 in WWE years, for almost 20 years.
Yeah, about 03.
And still doing it.
03, 04.
02.
02?
02.
Oh, yeah.
Cena, 02.
Right. Well, you can't say him anymore.
He basically retired. Yeah, but he was just here last year.
Every fucking commercial.
He was just here last year.
Yeah, he wasn't really there.
Well, not really. Yeah, he did a match last year.
I was say it's been at least 2.
But yeah, like that.
That's crazy.
The different changes, the leaps in medical science or medical sports medicine.
It's just amazing
ridiculous.
how good the guys look now in retirement, even because like you look at Orton. If he wanted to leave right now, he don't look beat the fuck up. Orton looks like he could go, like he just got there.
Orton came in. He looked like a fresh-faced 14-year-old boy with the stupid mop top haircut.
Still had the kind of the body fat.
And then somewhere around 06, 07-ish, he became a full-grown adult, and then hasn't changed since then.
Nope. He cut that stupid little...
He may have lost 15 pounds here or there.
Yep.
But he's the same fucking guy.
Only thing he did was change his beard and change his hair occasionally.
Right, he changed his face. He
changed that shit real low.
He shaves or grows it occasionally.
Where he had that Viper look for a bit, where he had the shaved face and his face was all chiseled. And he
that
motherfucker looked like a snake for real during that era. I was like, this nigga's a
I think he did that on purpose. He flared his lats.
The way he would do it.
Like he did.
His head was all bald. He just looked like... And then he was doing that strike from nowhere shit. Everybody was like, yo.
Like he was just watching National Geographic for like that entire stretch.
I believe it. I honestly believe he was studying vipers. Like, I think Kobe did the same thing.
Shit, why
literally. Because he remember he was like, that face when he was doing this shit when he started getting to that point in the game and his teeth be all weird pointed out. You're like, yo, this nigga's scary as shit. What's wrong with you? I mean, TJ points out, fuck you, TJ. But TJ points out this shit to me every time he sees this clip and he always laughs about it. Chris Rock was sitting behind the bench in Boston one year, and you could just see talking to Kobe. He's saying, you could just see talking mild, probably saying the funniest shit you ever heard. Kobe don't even know this nigga's talking to him. Like he's just sitting on the bench with his face, and it's like you just see Chris eventually like this nigga crazy. Like he literally not gonna pay me no mind. Like no man, I'm fucking focused. I'm about to win this shit. Like, he was in crazy straight Mamba mode. And it's just weird how, like, people study certain shit and it will really change their, like, dynamic. It's like when you listen to The Art of War, or if you read The Art of War, how that book is actually about war, but people will take it and make the context fit into business and all these other things, which have made it so popular.
Yeah.
How did we even get here? Cause I swear I don't recognize shit here.